many of you guys are probably wondering, how is it daily driving a Turbo BRZ? I want to give you guys an honest review. Like, I've been driving this thing for about half a year now. I installed this back in the summer of 2024, and now it is March of 2025. And so I've had a good, my fair share of experience with this turbo in the car. And I just want to say that this thing is truly amazing. Let's get going here. Why is it so amazing, you might ask? Well, like I was saying, daily driving is so much fun in this thing. You get the sounds. You get the power, you get the pops, you get the bangs, you get everything. And being completely honest, I think this is my favorite mod for this car so far. I keep looking at this camera like this is a good shot. Like, there's just a wire just in my face. I don't know if you guys can see that. But yeah, this thing is amazing for many different reasons, and those are just a few of them. So yeah, this thing is my daily driver currently. Done a ton of mods to it, fully built block. We got a flex fuel kit, we have bigger injectors, we got upgraded clutch, full exhaust, obviously turbo, tuned and everything. I mean, of course, got some thicker, bigger wheels, thicker tires, and it doesn't grip up when you full throttle still. But with everything that I have done in this car, and I know I've listed just a few things, and that's honestly not everything that I've done to this car, this thing has truly blown my mind, if that's the right way to put it. Like, this platform, starting out NA, it's very fun. You get a boxer engine, so it has lower center of gravity, very balanced, super lightweight, good in the canyons, good on the track. Of course, it doesn't hold the power that a lot of people seek after, such as myself, obviously. But the platform has plenty to offer. And being NA, there was just a few things that I didn't really like. One being the power. It's not like I wanted to win in I didn't want to win road races. Like, that wasn't the main concern with this car. It was just the fact that the second gen got a big boost. Obviously with the F824, has 0.4 liters more displacement than my car. But the power in that thing, man, this car, if it came with that type of power, it would have been amazing, honestly. And that's what I really loved. Shout out to Andrew for taking me on rides and letting me drive his car around. But yeah, the power that you can make with that car NA was something that I wanted to experience in this car. And the only thing that you can really do other than just engine swapping and putting in an F824 into this is you can put a turbo in it, or you can supercharge it, and it'll be faster than what the F824 has to offer. And the nice thing about going the turbo route and supercharger route is, like I was saying, you'll make a lot more power at the downside of having to worry about your car blowing up. So that's one thing that you do have to worry about, is the fact that this engine can't handle that power. The transmission can't handle that power. So that's the same thing that is in the F824. It doesn't hold power very well. Of course it makes more power than this car, so that's saying something, but it's all relative. You slap a turbo in there, add some more power, it's prone to braking. And I wanted a long-term upgrade for the car where if I wanted to add more power, I definitely could. And so that's where this platform really stood out, and where I decided to just keep my FA20 and go a build route. And the FA24 does not have that support yet. It's been, I don't know how many years since it came out, it's 2025, but that car's been around for a good while now, and there hasn't been any forged internals made for it other than the HKS, which will give you another liter of displacement, but it costs so much, like it's crazy. And so that's what's so nice about the FA20. This thing has been around for so long now. There's so many different engine internal upgrades that you could do to this car, where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna keep this engine, I'll build it, and then we'll see what this car can do. So that's what I did. I know I'm yapping, sorry. A lot of this will probably get cut. Bridge coming up right now. So wicked, man. Like I was saying, the FA20 had a lot more support, so just decided to keep it, throw in some forged internals, and here we are now with a turbo currently inside of it. And for stuff like this, where you're kind of throwing it around in the little back roads, it's so nice because I can keep a higher gear, and I don't really have to downshift or anything because it has power in the low end now. When it was NA, you had to keep shifting like crazy in this car. Okay, we're gonna merge onto the freeway right here. It's kind of rowdy. That's what happens when you slap in a turbo. I want to drive without traction control on, but let me roll up the windows actually, it's kind of loud. I want to try and drive without the traction control and all that, but honestly it's a little bit scary because the car does start to kick out a little bit. It just starts spinning, and I don't want, you know, again, it's my daily driver, so. Going back to the main subject, that's the reason why I ended up putting a turbo in the car, and I don't regret it at all. Just gonna let this car pass first. So in the canyons, I haven't tracked it yet, but at least in the canyons, it's so much nicer, so much easier to just cruise through there and not have to do too much and just focus more on the driving aspect instead of, I mean, I guess shifting is part of driving, but you know, you're not having to take your hand off the wheel as much because you already get the automatic power, and it's nice. And just cruising along just like this is nice as well. We're on the freeway, just chilling. If you need to pass a car in NA form, you couldn't floor it and get around a car at all in 6th gear, but watch this. You get the sounds too. Yeah, you can go around cars in 6th gear now. I don't have to downshift or anything. Like, the power is just, it's uncomparable. It's a world changer. It's I don't know. It just makes so much of a difference. It's something I'd recommend to everybody. If you have a first gen 86 or even a second gen, I know you guys haven't gotten that support yet, but once it does come out and these cars can become more reliable, I would totally recommend it, because it's a totally different car, and it still maintains the handling capabilities and everything. Of course, you probably don't want to be full throttling in the canyons on a turn, and like I guess you'd be in a higher gear, so it wouldn't really affect like that. But you obviously couldn't do it. You need a little more finesse. You need more finesse with this, because you give a little bit too much throttle, you're spinning out, you're going into the wall, whatever. I don't know why I keep yapping about canyon driving. It's about daily drive. Okay, let me just chill out. Oh shit, this guy is fucking going. I daily drive this thing to work. I used to daily drive it to school. Got me from point A to point B. Brakes next and everything. Once they hear a turbo sound and they turn around and they realize it's a BRZ, like whose neck wouldn't snap from just pure awe. Jaws dropping and everything. It's such a nice car, man. Gas mileage, let me show you guys what we got here. Let me merge over. Like I was saying, in 6th gear, it's so much easier to just drive. Let's check the okay, so I'm getting about 20.3 miles per gallon. When I was NA, I was getting about turn off that traction control. I don't like how it keeps fighting me. When I was NA, I was getting about 22 miles per gallon, freeway and street. So it does go a little bit down. I'm also on E85 too, so that does make a difference. On 91, I think I was getting like 21 miles per gallon with the turbo. But I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys can tell from the video. If you guys can see the gas needle, it's going down kind of fast. E85, of course. So, oh god, this part of the freeway sucks. Let me move over. What the hell? I lost my train of thought now after those guys just took off. Now, I don't know where I last left off, but man, I love the turbo noises, man. It sounds so good. Or this is a car from earlier. I don't know. I saw there was a Lancer. I don't know if it was an Evo, but so there's a Lancer and it looked like a G. Got the Barth next to us. Yeah, man, love this car so much. I don't know what more to say. The daily drivability of this thing is off the charts. The benefits it brings to canyon driving and everything, off the charts. It's just made the car so much better in my opinion. You guys can say what you want about keeping the car stock and whatever, but man, if I would recommend if I would recommend one modification that you would do to your car, definitely this one. Well, of course, I guess you'd have to add all the supporting mods, but like, sheesh. I love this. I love it so much. Yeah, I'ma just quit yapping. I think you guys get the gist. I love daily driving this thing, and I think you guys will love it as well. I'ma just go ahead and let the camera do the talking. Enjoy the turbo sounds. It's gonna wrap up the rest of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed riding along with me, just yapping away. But yeah, we'll see you guys soon.